Hello everyone, this is Mike from BTR Budget Tech Reviews, and today is the first review video of the LG Volt by Virgin Mobile. Okay guys, so I've had this phone for about a week now, and I have to say I am really impressed with this phone as far as specs go, as far as how the phone handles. First review video, of course, got going. I purchased this phone at Best Buy for $149.99, $162 after taxes, and they gave me the first month free activation with a new number. So basically, I have a $200 and something value right now and I got it all for $162. Now on the website, if you go to virginmobileusa.com, this phone is still $179.99, but you could also pick up the Kyocera Vibe for $99.99 at Best Buy and on the website. They just dropped the price to $50. And the Kyocera Vibe, it has very similar specs to this phone. Okay, so aside from that, let's start with the physical features of the phone, guys. This phone has a 4.7-inch touchscreen display. It's got that Corning Gorilla Glass going on. Its resolution isn't, HD. It's 540 by 960 actually. And as you can see there, I got a notification. When you get a notification on the bottom, you have a light that goes off. It depends on what app you're using. If you use Snapchat, it'll be yellow. If you use Facebook, it'll be blue like that. And of course, down here you have the back button and I want to say that's the recent app button, but I forget. It's not the recent app button. It's actually the setting button. So on the side, you have the power button right there. In the back, of course, you got the 8-megapixel camera, and has an LED flash right there also. On the back, it's very plasticky texture, very light phone in the hand. It weighs very little. It's 4.8 ounces actually. So not a very heavy phone. But I mean, like compared to the Nexus 5, and let me just bust it out right here. This phone feels a little better in the hand. It's a little heavier. Feels a little like the build quality is a little better. So for those of you who purchased this phone, you might want to buy a case. As you can see up here, the earpiece bezel, it looks very similar to the LG G2, the Nexus 4, and so forth. And of course, you got your proximity sensors with the 1.3 megapixel camera on the front. Volume rockers on the side, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but you have a small silver trim going all the way around. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on top with the noise canceling microphone here. Now let's open up the back really quick just to show you guys the inside. If you guys didn't watch the unboxing video, I took a small video of that. And back here's your 3000 milliamp battery, and right where I have my finger here, you see that little white area? That's actually where the SIM card goes for this phone. And right above it, if you can see that also, is a micro SD card slot. So phone does have expandable memory. And if you guys don't know, this phone has NFC. If you guys don't know what NFC is, it's near field communication. That's what it stands for. And basically, you can use this phone to make payments on any devices that have that out there. So, charging port is on the bottom. There's your data cable, and of course your speaker grills, which look actually pretty good. And I don't know if you can get that on, if I can get that on camera, but it doesn't look bad. So that little silver trim goes all the way to the bottom. So, alright. So physically, this phone is a good phone, and let me double tap it to see if I can get this going here. Has the double tap feature, and I got a Facebook notification up there, as you can see. And let's unlock this really quick. Now, well, let's start with the lock screen first, actually. As you can see, it's got shortcut buttons similar to the Samsung phones, actually. Let me tap that, and you can actually change this widget if you want. If you swipe to the right, you'll get you can add certain widgets. I haven't really added any because I don't really use them too much. Not stock Android though, of course. It has somewhat of a skin, and as you can see, if I swipe to the right, you get no camera action. And if I swipe up, you just get the name of the phone and of course the shortcuts. So let me swipe, and of course when I swipe, you're gonna get a little animation. So here's what the phone looks like, and the phone is very fluid. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that much. It's got a 1.2 gigahertz quad Snapdragon 400 processor, somewhat similar to the Moto G, a phone like that. So it's got decent fluidity going on with it. Very, very little lag. I mean, I feel like, I mean, as you can see here, finger gestures are really good. Aside from that, the screen resolution, as I said, was 540 by 960, 234 ppi. So it's a clear screen. I mean, and you can see there's a reflection off the laptop that I got going on there because I'm gonna edit the video right now. But I mean, the screen, you know, it's not super great, but it's clear to me. So I'm checking my email, guys. All right, let me go back home. As you can see there, it's a multi-touch display, obviously, and it's an IPS display. So I mean, it's gonna look good when you're watching videos. Let's go back around to the camera. Of course, it's got an 8 megapixel camera, and apparently it's got a back illuminated sensor, BSI autofocus, and smile detection, of course, geotagging. And I'll get a separate video of what the pictures and video look like. But this phone can take videos in full 1080 HD video at 30 frames per second. So I haven't had a lot of problems as far as you know, as the phone crashing with certain apps, stuff like that. But I mean, it's an Android phone, so eventually you're gonna run into problems at some point. This phone does come with 8 gigabytes of internal memory, 1 gig of RAM, so you're gonna feel stutteriness from time to time, especially if you're running multiple apps in the background, because that 1 gig of RAM. If this one had 2 gigs of RAM, I mean, it would be perfect in my opinion. It would be up there with the Nexus line and, you know, other phones to that sort. But of course, you know, it doesn't have that, you know, amount of memory to be running all that. So it's got a Adreno 305 graphics processor, and of course, as I said earlier, it's got that micro SD card slot, and it can hold up to 32 gigabytes on a mini or a micro SD card slot. But of course, you can probably try a 64 gig, and you know, if you have like a lot of music and you like to take videos and stuff like that. This is an LTE device, by the way, guys, so it's not one of those, you know, budget phones. It's a 3G phone. This runs full on LTE, and where I live, I moved recently for the semester, and I actually get LTE out here. Right now I have it running on Wi-Fi, as you can see there, but I do get LTE. And the phone runs really good. The band works really good. I mean, according to this, it's a CDMA phone, but it's not, because it's got a freaking SIM card in it. But it's got a TDD LTE 2500 band. So I mean, when I'm running an LTE network, it actually works really good. So I have no complaints there. So let me just clear that out really quick. Clear that out. Clear that out. Let me go to the notification bar up here. And you know, you can see the little different toggles. This is LG's, I think, doing, you know, and that's cool because little shortcut widgets and stuff like that. It makes it easier to just swipe down and just, you know, activate something like NFC. You can turn it on and off. You can turn on auto rotate. You can turn on quiet mode, which I'll get more into in the second video, of course, and you know, wireless storage, etc. You can edit that and add more or take some off if you don't like it. So, you know, and you can change all of these to the ones you use the most. Okay, so going from there, let's just take a look at what comes out here before I finish this video. I don't want this video to be too long, and I'm probably going to miss a bunch of stuff because this phone just has so much goodies to go with. But let's take a look at what apps this comes out of the box with. Of course, it has your memo pad. It's got messaging, but it also has Google Hangouts, which is on the next page, mobile ID. It's got its own music app, your My Account, which is just, you know, whatever. When you activate this phone, and let me just tell you guys this now, when you look at it comes with 5 home pages, and I think I can actually delete some of them because I don't even need them, but I'll just go back there. But as you can see there, it's going to have, you know, Virgin Mobile widgets, and I usually just get rid of them because a lot of the times they just have apps that you can that aren't even apps. It's just a shortcut to it'll just take you to the Play Store, and it'll just download the app for you instead of like actually it being pre-installed already. So I thought that was kind of dumb that they did that. But I guess one little cool feature about this phone, and I'll tell you guys right now, is it has a quick remote. And you can, depending on the compatibility with certain TVs, you can't just connect it to any TV, but if it's in the system, like, Insignia and, like, of course LG, if you have an LG TV, you can actually use this phone as a remote. So, and program it to use it like that. So of course, aside from playbooks and your, usual Google apps, it's got a task app, videos app, a voice command app, which I haven't really looked at, VoiceMate, which is their version of, I guess, S-Voice, but you can really use it to, call out, use voice features like, call this person or whatever. YouTube, eBay, Next Radio, which is an app that allows you to tune into radio stations in your local areas. So I have, if you guys, want to go on a run and take the phone with you, but you don't want to use your data, it's got that Next Radio app, and it shouldn't kill your data too much. Task Manager, which allows you to, and excuse me, I ate a lot of burgers earlier. Task Manager, Think Reviewer, I haven't even looked at that. Quadrant Standard, I'll run a Quadrant Standard score on the second video, along with the speed test, just to see how fast the LTE is. And of course, apps that I've downloaded already, like Snapchat, Skype, Tumblr, Facebook, It's got a voice search, it's got visual voicemail, Google Keyboard, I downloaded that, and SwiftKey, which is the keyboard I'm currently using, and, Sonic Dash, and of course, widgets. I mean, they're usual, stock widgets, nothing too fancy, as you can see there. Digital clock, 3x2, and I should actually put that, but right now I have the weather widget going on, so of course you can add Google Drive, Facebook buttons, a flashlight, and let me just show you guys that really quick, a memo pad really quick, music, and it's got this thing where you can actually take a quick note and just write on the screen, but I'm never going to use that feature, so, just little things that, LG really, threw in here, which, you could use, but of course, you can use, and a lot of people don't take advantage of, so this actually comes with a lot of widgets, out of the box, including all these pretty cool weather widgets, Task Manager, you can clear it out with just, the button, of course, and of course, widgets for apps that you download like Tumblr, Facebook, etc. So, guys, I think this will be the end of the first review video. I'm going to keep this phone for another couple of weeks. On my next video, I'm going to get Quadrant Standard scores, speed tests, and, so much more. I'll try to get more in-depth with it as far as app usage, camera, gameplay on this. So I'm going to download Real Racing 3. So keep an eye out, guys, on the next review video. And as always, thank you for watching Budget Tech Reviews. And of course, if you haven't already liked my Facebook like page, it's www.facebook.com/BT Reviews. So go ahead and like it, and I'll update that when I update these videos as well. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe.